Welcome back to the Cry Spot, guys. I got to work a little bit early, so we're not actually at the Cry Spot, but I thought I would do something that I love to do, which is complain. I got a bacon gouda sandwich because I didn't feel like making myself breakfast or lunch or anything. And we're just gonna yap. So I've got some great news. It's like hopefully great news, and I'm gonna explain why. Because I have been trying to get out of nursing and into something more creative for a while. And yesterday, I landed a tattoo apprenticeship. However, it's like tattoo apprenticeship-ish because basically, like, in my state, the law is you can only have one apprentice at a time. This tattoo artist already has somebody in line to be that apprentice, but is also being like, if they change this law, because they might do that soon, then I can take you on. Otherwise, just like come hang out at the shop, work on your art, all of that sort of stuff. And I'm like, this is my first time that I've actually got a good vibe from a shop and gotten like more of a foot in the door. Because before it was always like, no, we're not taking anybody, or which is crazy, which I didn't know if this was like standard or not, because like this guy, he wouldn't charge me. He would charge me a percentage like once I start taking people and all that, but I have to be licensed to be able to do that. But the other person that I had gone to see for an apprenticeship was like, I need $8,000 up front to do what with? Probably fucking take care of bills he hasn't taken care of, because that is a crazy ask. And like, I asked the tattoo artist that I'm currently talking with, like, I'm like, is that normal? And he's like, well, that's kind of bullshit, but like, it can happen. Whatever. I get a really good vibe from this shop though. My anxiety is just kind of telling me like this is going to take a long time, like you don't know what you're going to do, and what if it never works out. I just start freaking out before anything starts happening. And I'm like also looking at the clock every once in a while because I don't want to make sure, I want to make sure I don't like end up late to work. Anyway, so I've got that going for me, and I'm so excited because he liked my portfolio. He says my art style is very unique, very cool. And I'm like, thankfully, you know, I was able to really pull that out of me because I haven't drawn in years and years and years. And so I'm excited but nervous for it. Nervous because I know it'll take time and I don't have a lot of patience. And excited because it could be the ticket out of a life that I know makes me very unhappy. So, back to what I'm doing currently. Like, I'm still doing nursing currently. I am very unhappy with it. And this feeling has been happening even with my last job. So my last job, I worked in the NICU. I was still in the hospital setting. Now I'm not. More like outpatient. But I still have this same irritability, anger, and I think this is all tied to just burnout. I think that's really what it is. And like, when I Google it, when I ask people, that's what they tell me it is. It makes sense. And I just feel like I'm at this point where like my body is getting physically sick because of how much I hate my job. I'm nauseous most of the time. I'm crying. Literally every day I'm crying. Sometimes just bursting into tears out of nowhere. I can't sleep before my shifts at all. I'll be asleep for maybe like 20 minutes to an hour. I'll wake up and then I can't sleep. I'm very tense. Like, these are all signs that this is just not right for me. The problem is I need it to pay my bills, especially while I have an apprenticeship, because you don't make much to start. Once I start seeing some money come in, then I think I will quit. I don't know when that's going to be though. And that's the thing. That's something that I hate so much, is the not knowing. So I am chronically impatient. That is, I think, my life lesson, or just my life curse. I've always been impatient. I've always just wanted to know what comes next, because otherwise I feel like there's nothing. There's nothing, and I don't know what it is, and it might just be horrible. And that's literally never happened. It's literally always been fine. But when I find myself in moments like these, where I'm in a place where I'm just very unhappy, and I'm like, honestly, probably so many people on this earth, just have to put my head down and do the work, I resist it so much. I am chomping at the bit. I am biting, gnawing on the bars of my enclosure because I hate it. Part of it is I don't like being uncomfortable. I've been holding this sandwich the whole time. Hold on, I'm gonna bite. They put so much cheese on this though. It's like coming out the sides, and it was all pouring off the side. I'm like, how much cheese do you need? Anyways, I'm gonna put this away for a second. Actually, no, I should eat it because once I get into work, I'm not gonna have a second, so. Anyways. Point being, I've been very overwhelmed. I feel like I am at my lowest point, which I feel like I say constantly, but like right now, truly, I did all the things. I moved back to my hometown, moved back in with my parents to help save money, took some time off from working, only to land right back where I started, it feels like. And I'm so frustrated with myself. And this unhappiness that I feel, thankfully, hasn't persisted too much in my days off. I've been able to make a very good disconnect from my work and my personal time. But sometimes it will bleed in, and it will be in the form of irritability, and I will be, you know, picking fights with my boyfriend for literally no reason, picking fights with family, being just frustrated when little things don't work. I just really hope that this period of my life goes by faster, is all I'm gonna say. And I'm excited for what comes next, but I really don't really see, and I'm not meant to, but I just don't see how everything's gonna lay out. And that always freaks me out. I don't know. It's just one of those things, you know, and if it really gets to a bad point, I think low-key I'll probably just quit and then work like a barista job again and just work at a coffee shop to make pay my bills, because I really don't have that much. It's just I need to pay them every month, and I want to have like a little bit of spending money because I also need to travel to visit my boyfriend, like we're long distance. But even then, I have to remind myself literally every day, this is what I do, is I'll look in the mirror as I'm getting ready for work, and I'm like, this is not your forever. Even though it feels like it, it's because you're going through it now. It is not your forever. It will not be like this all the time. This is not your life. Because here's the thing, you don't have to accept the life that you don't want. This life that you don't think fits you. You don't have to accept that shit. You can change it at any time. You just have to make smart moves. And that's what I'm learning, especially as an adult. It's like, I can't just up and quit a job because I don't like it. Like, not because I care about being a good employee, fuck that, because I have bills to pay and I want health insurance, and, you know, I want to do things in the right way for me also, for my sake. But yeah, no, fuck being a good employee, to be honest. Like, I don't care. I don't care about that to that degree. It is important, and I'm not going to be disrespectful to my bosses or anything like that, but it is not, work is not my life. Sometimes it feels that way, and it can easily overwhelm your life, but you have to rein that shit back in. You really do. Anyways, that's what I've been up to lately. But aside from that, I've been just thinking about like potentially traveling, and also I'm like a little nervous about requesting time off. Like, I just started this job, but they told me, they were like, you don't need to have PTO to request time off. You could just request time off whenever. So I think I'm gonna try that. Yes, so hopefully soon, because I want to go back to Austin. I am thinking about either going to like Florida again or to Hawaii. I just want to be on a beach. Doesn't matter for how long. And then in September, I'll be going to Poland, which I'm very excited for. That's gonna be my first time ever going to Poland. So that'll be really fun. But my days have been feeling really monotonous. Like, it's been very much like, go to work, go to the gym, go to sleep, go to work, go to the gym, go to sleep. And now I'm excited to be able to put into that, go to the tattoo shop, start working on Flash, start working on my art, and try and kind of weasel my way into an apprenticeship. And if it doesn't work with this place, I do have, you know, a couple other options that I'm thinking of. There's this all-women tattoo shop that I really would love to work at. But the reason I also like this one that I'm currently finding my way through is because it's mostly women. It's literally mostly women. So that also makes me feel a lot more comfortable. Yeah, I mean, aside from that, guys, you know, especially I feel like just starting off too, like, I don't have an influencer life. I don't. And so I'm not gonna pretend like, oh, I have all these things planned, and oh, I'm going to Miami and I'm gonna do all these vlogs. Like, I don't have the time for that. I don't. But what I am doing is, I feel like consistency will hopefully be the winner here. Like, I want to keep trying and putting myself out there and speaking my life experience, because guess what? Life is not always, you know, shopping and fucking spending all this money and going on vacation all the time. Sometimes it is monotonous, and it is work, and it sucks, and you don't know where you're gonna go next, and you don't know how you're gonna move forward, and you're afraid of what comes next. So many of us deal with that, and I think when people put out content, they glaze over that, or they ignore it altogether, and, you know, I don't feel like that is really what I want to do. I'm going to show you literally from beginning to end. And I hope one day I can have as many followers as I would love to, right? And I hope one day that, like, I can consider myself a true content creator and somebody who can make a living off of being myself. But for now, I'm a nurse, and for now, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with my life. And when I talk about it, my voice gets all shaky. And I'm over here eating a fucking $20 sandwich in my car as I wait to go into a job that I dread. But we're gonna be all right. And, you know, we see such a small percentage of people, also very successful people on the internet, and I think it does a disservice to the 98% of us that are working hard every single day, that are trying to make ends meet, that are managing, supporting a family, supporting, you know, yourself, while also trying to make a dream happen, or even try and get to the point where you can dream again. Like, for a really long time, I had this want to be a tattoo artist, or to create music, or to create content, and I just never did it because I felt like that was for lucky people, that was for people who know how to work the algorithm, who know how to put themselves out there, and who can become successful like that. But that's also pretty untrue. There are people who get incredibly lucky and they go viral right away, but I think a lot of creators, they just work at it every single day. And yeah, y'all, I'm trying, but I really, if you see this, if you got to this point, I would love to know, do you want me to talk about anything specific? Is there anything going on in your life maybe you want advice on? Like, I'll try anything. I seriously will. And I just really want to create a community where we can all be like, yo, this fucking sucks, but we're figuring it out. And because everybody deserves that at the end of the day. And I just want you to know that you're not alone. And we might have a lot more in common than you think. And you'll probably find that out as I keep complaining and yapping away to the camera. But I really appreciate you guys for being here. And even if it's just 2 of us, even if it's just 3 of us, it doesn't matter. Whoever watches this, just know that you are loved and that you are doing the best you can. And then we're gonna figure it out. And it's gonna be fine. And I look super glowy with the light. That's cool. Anyways, I will see you in the next episode. And I hope you have a fantastic week. Yeah, that's it. Bye.